Hi everybody, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and I am here today to kick off our February sew together. We will be making my Lifestyle Tote Bag. This is a fun bag that can be customized to suit your life and needs perfectly. I use mine as a project bag. This particular bag holds my sketch pads and watercolor palettes. I want to encourage you to customize this design to suit your needs perfectly. And as we move through the process this month, I'm going to be pointing out the various options that you could incorporate into your design. We will be working with this basic pattern here and embellishing that as we go. There is a supplemental PDF which you can purchase for a nominal fee. You'll find that in my Etsy pattern shop. I'm going to link to that for you down in the notes. Your purchase helps support the channel and offset the cost of the materials and the equipment and such that I need to produce these weekly tutorials for you. So just like in January, we're going to move through this project in 4 segments. Today's video is going to cover all of the pattern pieces and material requirements that you're going to need to participate. Next week, we're going to assemble the exterior of the bag. In week 3, we're going to assemble the interior. And in week 4, we're going to price the whole project out so you know approximately what it will cost you to make and have a better idea of what you might charge if you were going to sell this bag, say, in your Etsy shop or at a craft fair. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and give the video a like and subscribe to the channel so that you can receive notifications and keep up with us as we make this beautiful bag. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Lifestyle Tote before we get started, so you have a better idea if this is a bag that you would like to make. There are 2 side exterior pockets. These little tabs here on the pockets are wonderful when you have these front and rear panels folded down and you want to reposition the bag on your surface. Along the back here is a full-length pocket that's perfect for larger sketchbooks and things like that. That's why I love this bag for the artist or for the creative person. And this rear panel here was crafted by piecing several different coordinating prints together. And so that gives it a really fun look. But again, it's just one deep pocket along the rear of the bag there. You will notice that the sides of this bag do not span the entire length of the side, and that is so that these panels can fold down, and then you have this shorter bag so you can access the contents of the bag with ease. Now on the inside of this bag, along this rear wall is a full-length zipper pocket that spans all the way down, and then there are 2 interior slip pockets. On the front of the interior is another full-length pocket that spans all the way down, and then there are a series of little tiny clear vinyl pockets. So in the PDF, I show you how to incorporate those little tiny vinyl pockets. Those are great for like washi tape, beads if you're a beader, anything that's teeny tiny. In the bag that we're going to make this month together, I am going to incorporate a larger clear vinyl pocket. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to really encourage you to customize the interior pockets to hold your contents. So that is one of your assignments for this week. I want you to give some thought to how you might use this bag so that by the time we get to those interior pockets in week 3, you will have had an opportunity to ask questions and figure out what size your pocket panels need to be, okay? So you're welcome to craft the bag exactly like it's outlined in the PDF, and you'll end up with something similar to this. I do not think that the PDF includes instructions for the messenger strap, but we can talk about how you might incorporate a messenger strap when we get to that point. And again, you're welcome to ask questions all along. So that's why I encourage you to go ahead and get the PDF, because then you have a full 4 weeks to ask questions and get help while we're live on this project. So what I've done here is I have created a makeshift design wall. If this view works good for you all, let me know, because I'm going to make it a permanent feature of my studio. And up here on the wall are my panels for the exterior of the bag. So I'm going to go over each of the panels with you, and I'm going to go ahead and give you those measurements. You have the option again of taking detailed notes, or you can purchase that PDF, which includes all of the pattern measurements, some photos, and some concise written instructions for assembling this bag, which then you can have that side by side while you're prepping and while we're sewing. So I think that might be a useful tool for you to have. So what I'm going to do now is screen share with you so you can see what I'm looking at, and I want to go over the fabric requirements for you for this. So I suggest starting with 3.5 yards of quilt weight cotton material. The vinyl measurements are going to be dependent upon if you want those skinny vinyl pockets or if you want larger vinyl pockets. So that is variable. I suggest using interfacing of your choice. The pattern specifies 1 yard of the Pellon 809. I think I am going to use the Annie's Soft and Stable for mine. Fusible fleece also works wonderful. Decaville Light would be a wonderful choice. You have a lot of freedom with this project to use the interfacing that, again, will meet your needs. The only caution that I have for you when selecting your interfacing is keep it out of the seams for this whole project. Regardless of how heavy duty you think your machine is, the seams in this project are going to get very bulky. We're using a completely different construction process than I've used for any of my past tutorials. So just make sure whatever interfacing or batting you go with, cut it shorter than the seams, a good 5/8 of an inch shorter than your seams, and you will be a-okay on that. Then I suggest having one snap set. Any type of closure is fine. It can be a magnetic snap, it could be a traditional snap. You could even incorporate a button and a loop, and you can forego the snap entirely if you don't want that. And then I recommend a 14-inch or longer zipper if you would like that interior full-length zipper pocket, which really is a wonderful asset in this bag. So if you have a fear of zippers, fear not, because I will walk you step by step. This is a super simple zipper installation, and I guarantee your success if you would like to give that a try. Okay, so right now we're going to go over the measurements for the exterior panels first, because this is what you need to have ready for next week. All right, so here, this is one panel that I have pieced together to give it a very interesting look. These panels for the exterior measure 15 inches across by 37 inches long, and you're going to have two of those. One of them is going to be the lining, and you are not going to see much of that at all. The only time that fabric is going to be seen is on that interior pocket that is full length, that does not have a zipper. So this striped black and white is the equivalent of this clay colored solid that I will be using. So I know that might seem counterintuitive to you, that that fabric is going to be on the inside of the bag, but it's technically not the interior of this bag, and that will make perfect sense to you as we start building. But I just want to point out the placement of the fabric to you, because I know you care what print is where. So for your main exterior panel, you're going to want to put some thought into the placement of that fabric. If you have a directional print, you need to cut that and piece it, because when you half that panel, this is the top of one side and this is the top of another side, all right? So right about here is going to end up being the base of my bag, so I will be okay with that. If you are unsure, do not select a directional print for this project, okay? If you're confident that you understand and you have the PDF so you can get a preview of how this comes together, feel free to work with any print that you like. But I just want you to know that you need two of those exterior panels, again, 37 by 15 inches. One of them will get backed with your interfacing of choice, and you will keep that interfacing out of the seam allowance, all right? Then here I have my exterior pocket panel, which is one piece of material, which I pieced together. I have just a little bit of that accent print on one side there, and that will give it the appearance when I craft that pocket that I have a little detail behind that. I like that look. You can use a full cut of material, and your pocket is going to measure 15 by 22.5 inches. And again, that can be your quilt weight cottons or your linen. The purple polka dot that I have here is a linen fabric, a Japanese linen. And the echinacea is a quilt weight cotton. This exterior pocket is visible here on the bag. So if you wanted, you could craft that from multiple prints and get a really awesome, fun exterior pocket. These pieces here comprise the side panel and the side pocket on the exterior, as well as the little tabs. Okay, so these side panels are 7 inches wide by 20 inches long. And we will fold those in half and press those to fashion the side panels. The side pockets are 7 inches by 18 inches. And we will fold those in half. So although this is a directional print, the flowers, when they're upside down, are on the inside of my pockets, so it doesn't bother me quite as much. So these pockets are going to get layered on these side panels. So that's the look that you'll have. And again, in my sample, that's what that looks like there. So you only see a smidgen of the side panel, so you really want to put the emphasis on the side pocket. And just to review, the panels are 7 by 20 and the pockets are 7 by 18. And you're going to want to have 2 of each. Okay, and then you're going to have 2 of the little pocket tabs, and my second little pocket tab is here. And these little tabs measure 3 by 6, so there will be 2 of those. And they are super handy and add a lot of function to the bag when it is in use. And then you're going to have 2 straps which measure 6 by 28. 6 is the width. If you like your straps longer or shorter, adjust accordingly. If you would like to add that messenger strap, keep that in mind that you're going to need some additional fabric in case you want your straps all to match, okay? So those again are 6 by 28. And I went over the exterior pocket with you. And then the only other exterior piece is going to be a little bit of trim, which is 3 by 15 inches. And that is how we encase the straps on one side there. On the opposite side, the straps are hidden by that pocket, so we just fold that edge over. So if that gives you an idea when you're measuring your straps, the 28 inches is going to net you a very short drop. So if you need a little bit more room, increase the length on those straps. Okay, so that covers the exterior panel pieces. Now I just want to go over the interior pieces with you as well in case you'd like to cut out all the pieces at one time. It's important to note the interior is smaller than the exterior. I promise you that is not a typo. So your exterior body panels were 15 by 37. Your interior body panels are 14 by 36. And you will have 2 of those as well. So one of them will be much more visible than the other. And this is my visible panel, and I pieced that together to get a panel that was 14 by 36. You can use whole cloth and cut it from one cut of material, or you can piece it and use up some of your remnants. Then you are going to have another piece which will not be quite as visible, okay? So that second piece is the green on this bag. So again, it ends up being kind of like the lining on the pockets, but that main colorful piece here is very visible, and that's the one that's the newsprint on this bag here. So you will probably want to choose a fabric that you like for that main interior panel, which is 14 by 36. So you're going to need 2 of those, and you can go ahead and interface one of them, again with your choice of interfacing, but keep it out of those seams. Then you're going to have one pocket which we will divide. You can divide it any way you like. I'm going to divide mine in half, and that is a 14 by 14 inch square of material, and we'll fold that to craft slip pockets. Now, if you want to customize your pockets for the interior, know that those will all need to be 14 inches wide, okay? And then you can make them as tall as you like, or any style that you like. So in the PDF, I have skinny strips of vinyl, which are then divided to hold little teeny tiny contents. For the one that we're going to sew together, I have a larger cut of vinyl, which I'll get you the measurements on. My cut of vinyl here is 8 inches deep by 14 inches across. And I'm going to trim that out with 2 pieces of material which measure 3 by 14. And I trim the vinyl because then I can sew it with ease because it won't stick to the sewing machine presser foot. So that's what you will need to do. So if you wanted to have multiple tiny vinyl pockets, you would cut additional trim pieces of fabric. And then you're going to have 1 zipper trim which measures 3 by 14. And that's all there is to this bag. All right, so before we meet next Friday, go ahead and cut out all of your exterior pieces for this project, and then next week we will assemble the entire exterior, and that's going to end up being one really long panel. So you will not actually see the bag take shape until the 3rd week after we get the interior panel crafted. So all you need for next week are those exterior pattern pieces, which I went over today and are also outlined in the supplemental PDF. Please let me know if you have any questions. And don't forget, I have everything rounded up for you over at Sewspire.com. While you're there, you can also find the schedule for the year. You can get a preview of the projects that we will be sewing over the next couple months, and then you can save the date in your calendar as well. So I thank you for spending this time with me. It's an absolute pleasure to present these monthly projects. I look forward to seeing your fabric selections over on the Sewspire Facebook group. You'll find a link for that on Sewspire.com as well as in the notes. And don't forget to post photos of your process as you go along, and let everybody be inspired by your work as well. So until we meet again, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I hope you have an awesome week. Oh, and I don't want to forget to tell you that on Tuesday at 12:30 p.m., I believe, I will be live in the Sewspire Facebook group, and we're going to be sewing my Stout Messenger bag. So if that sounds like fun to you, make sure you join that Sewspire Facebook group page. All right? We'll talk to you then.